started shooting more full-time with photography when I was 19. That's when I started picking up the camera and going out on a weekly basis and creating art and things like that. And so, yeah, I'm 29 now, so I've been doing it for almost 11 years.
Wow.
And yeah, it started out as a hobby.
You've come a very long way.
Yeah, oh.
In a short amount of time.
If only you could see some of the first photos that I took. Like, I love how easy it is to pose a dancer. It's like you express an emotion, or you kind of tell them the idea of a story, and then they just deliver that to you right away. Yeah, so I would consider my aesthetic realistic surrealism. So for me, when I create photographs, it's always live, it's always on location, which kind of grounds the concept. So the light is matching on the subject and the location, but then the structures that I'm creating, or the concepts that I create with makeup and hair, are a little bit more on the surreal side. So it's something that feels like you would see it in a dream,
right,
but it's so based in reality that it gets people questioning, like, was this real? Where was this taken? All of those things. I have some pretty big dreams of creating educational spaces for kids who live in the city, who don't get to experience nature. It's always been something that has helped me to be at peace, or to spur my imagination. So I would love to, create something where more people who don't get to experience nature can. So when I was really young, I was actually adopted, and I didn't have to face some of the challenges that kids face in the foster care system. So my mom started working with foster kids, and I wanted to get involved as well, because, they're the future. Kids are the future, and a lot of foster kids are the ones that end up homeless, or in really precarious situations in their future. And so the more work we put into helping them from the start, the less chance there is that they're going to end up in an unsafe place. So for me, I love being involved with foster kids. I used to volunteer at a camp for foster kids.
Oh, awesome.
And my photo series, Stories Worth Telling, was part of the fundraising efforts for starting a new camp in Michigan, where I was living at the time.
Wow.
So, yeah,
You're amazing.
Thank you. Well, you're amazing.
Yeah.
I think there's always going to be a large amount of space for trained photography, for artful photography. It's one thing to pick up an iPhone and snap a picture of what's there, and it's another thing to, bring in the retouching, bring in the compositing, all those different layers that are possible with photography. So I have no problem with, a lot of lifestyle campaigns are, doing, shot on iPhone and things like that, but there's also hundreds of other brands that are still demanding that higher quality, and I think it's always going to be that way.
Okay, so who is this?
This is Vera. This is my auntie's dog. She's so sweet. She loves giving kisses. So right now I'm working on a few projects. One is my book, which I'm really excited about. It's called Bodies of Light, and I've actually spent a lot of time this year shooting exclusive art just for the book. So Bodies of Light will include a lot of my existing work. It'll include my dance series, my body painting, interconnectivity series, and some of my even older work will make an appearance.
Okay.
But I've also shot some brand new work that nobody has seen. There's two pieces of advice I would give to aspiring photographers. The first one is, no matter what you have to do to make money or to start building your career, always save time for personal work. So that's what kept my passion alive, up until this point. And actually most of my work in between jobs is still, you know, passion work and personal work. So I would highly recommend keeping yourself motivated in that way and doing things that you actually want to do. My second piece of advice would be to always value your time. So if a client approaches you and is trying to get free work, the more you do that, the more you're kind of establishing your rate as not valuable or low. So I know it can be challenging in the beginning, but negotiate with people, you know. Set your rates as high as you think you can for your experience level and the time that you're at in your career, but don't give things away for free. Something that I've discovered through my photography is that we are so lucky to be on this planet, and you know, what's really amazing is when you step into other cultures and communities and experience the way that other people live. That is the best way to learn and the best way to become a well-rounded person. So I definitely implore you, whether it's within your community or within, you know, a context of traveling, you know, get outside your comfort bubble, you know, find other people to talk to, people that are different than you, people who maybe have different interests than you know, don't be afraid to talk. I think our society has become so focused on separation and finding your like solo group, but what's so interesting is when you get outside of that bubble and you actually meet unique people.